Then I turned to Old Man Nam. All right, don't say I never gave you a chance. A few days ago, a student at my university, a friend of mine, died in a traffic accident. If you can summon his spirit to appear in front of me, I'll believe ghosts exist. I'll even kneel 3 times and bow 9 times to take you as my master. Hearing that, his face turned red with anger. He replied coldly, "Such big talk from a little brat. Fine. I'll be waiting for your kneels and bows. Let's see you actually do it first," I said smugly. "So when are you going to show me your powers?" "Right now. But first, I need you to tell me the full name and birth date of the deceased. Only then can I summon his soul." So I gave him my friend's name and birthday. He asked us to help him prepare a ritual table outside with all kinds of odd items. It looked very much like a shaman's setup. I was still chuckling to myself, waiting to see what trick he'd pull. Once everything was ready, he told everyone else to go back inside and shut the doors, leaving just me and him outside, explaining that too much yang energy would prevent the ghost from appearing. He had me sit on a chair in front of the altar, facing an empty chair opposite. Next to it was a tray of smooth sand with a stick hanging down vertically, touching the sand. I was curious about what that was for, but then he began lighting incense, forming hand signs, chanting softly, then dancing around the altar. He burned some pre-prepared talismans, took a swig of wine, and spat it on a small stone on the altar. Suddenly, a strong wind blew in from nowhere, kicking up sand and dust everywhere. He stood still, chanting with eyes rolled back, sweat dripping from his brow. Then he shouted, "Spirits, hear my call, lead the way, summon the soul to appear before us." I had been watching him closely the whole time, but when I turned to the opposite chair, I couldn't speak. I couldn't even move to run. My jaw dropped in horror. Sitting in that chair was the faint figure of my recently deceased friend. Half his head was gone from the accident, still bleeding. His face was pale, his eye sockets dark, his hair wet from the rain on the day he died. His lifeless eyes stared directly at me, chilling me to the bone. I wanted to run, but my body wouldn't move. Then I heard a scratching sound from the sand tray. I turned my eyes slowly and saw the stick moving on its own, writing in the sand. Though terrified, I forced myself to read the words. It said, "What do you want from me? Come down here with me." I couldn't stay in the chair anymore. I collapsed to the ground, crawling away from the chair. Even from the floor, I saw the stick still writing, but I didn't dare look anymore. Suddenly, my friend stood up, face filled with rage, and flew straight toward me. I screamed, throwing my arms up to shield myself. But then, nothing happened. I slowly lowered my hands. The wind had stopped. He was gone. Old Man Nam walked up laughing and said, "Well, do you believe me now?" I stood up, brushed the sand off, said nothing, and stormed into the house. He laughed and followed. I felt so humiliated that he had seen me terrified like that. Thankfully, my friends hadn't seen it, otherwise I'd want to crawl into a hole. Seeing me walking angrily, Long asked, "What happened out there?" I didn't answer. Old Man Nam just smiled and said, "Looks like you lost the bet. Time to do the disciple ritual." Even though I now believed ghosts were real, I was too embarrassed to admit defeat. So I said, "Fine. I'll take you as my master, but on one condition. If you don't accept it, I won't be your disciple no matter what." "What condition?" "Let's hear it." "You have to abolish the rule that disciples can't get married. That's absolutely not allowed. This rule was passed down from our founding master. I can't just change it because of your request." He clearly wasn't happy with my demand. "Then explain why such a weird rule even exists." "Honestly, I don't really know. But it's tradition, and disciples must obey. I don't mean to offend, but what if the founder just had a personal grudge against women and made that rule? Forcing everyone after him to follow, don't you think that's too much? You dare insult the founder? I'm just saying what I think. Rules are made by people. People can change them. Times change, too. If you stay this rigid, how will the path ever grow? Now I see why you don't have a single disciple. Watch your mouth. I didn't want to accept anyone, not that no one wanted to learn. And no, the rule will not be changed. Then there's nothing more to say. Let's go, everyone. Just as I turned toward the door. Wait. Han called out, then ran to Thaynam. Master, please reconsider. How is right? Rules are man-made, changing a few doesn't hurt. Didn't you say that Han's destiny is pure yang? If he joins your path, he could become a great exorcist and help many people. If the founder sees that you broke the rule to gain such a talented disciple, he wouldn't blame you. What she said made sense. He fell silent, then walked over to the ancestral altar, lit 3 sticks of incense, murmured something, and finally turned to me. All right. Today, I'll break tradition and accept your request. I hope the founder understands. But don't think you can take advantage of me. Once you join, you must obey my instructions fully. As long as you accept my condition, I'll do everything you say. Good. Then 2 days from now, on the full moon, we'll hold the disciple ceremony. Everyone became cheerful again, everything had been resolved. But one issue remained. Old man Nam stroked his beard thoughtfully and said, What worries me now is Duong. If we don't catch the demon trying to harm him before the full moon, it will grow much stronger. Then it'll be much harder to defeat. So what should we do, Master? Fuang asked. It's late now. You shouldn't go home. The water spirits at the Lotus Marsh are gathering, too dangerous. Stay here tonight. Tomorrow morning, we'll prepare what's needed to help Duong. With that, old man Nam led us to the inner house. I saw Duong looking gloomy and worried. But I silently promised myself I would never let anything bad